There are days we remember, and days that remember us. Your birth date is not just a number printed on a certificate. It's a symbol, a signal, a code. And once you understand it, you'll never look at it the same again. If this resonates with your soul, like the video and subscribe to The Invisible Mystic. Your journey into the unseen begins now. The silence before the date. Before clocks, before calendars, before you ever cried or opened your eyes, the world already knew your date. Not by math, not by science, but by resonance. Because your birth wasn't scheduled, it was summoned. In the ancient traditions, time was not just something that passed. It was a living spirit. It listened, it waited, and when it felt your soul ready, it opened a doorway. You were not born on a date. You were born into one. And that date, that number, that alignment of sun, moon, and stars, became the rhythm of your lifetime. The code in the calendar. Look at your birth date. Maybe it feels ordinary. Maybe you've written it 1,000 times. Maybe it's on your ID, your forms, your documents. But do you feel it? Because that date carries a pulse. It holds the numerology of your path, the astrological signature of your entrance, and the elemental frequency that surrounds your energy. Let's imagine something. What if the numbers in your date were actually syllables of your soul's name? What if they weren't meant to label you, but to remind you? You didn't choose that day, not consciously, but your soul recognized it. Like a traveler who finally arrives at a hidden door and remembers where the key was kept. Why numbers are not neutral. In mysticism, no number is meaningless. Each number vibrates. Each sequence speaks. Your birthday is a sentence, written in a forgotten language, but your soul still understands it. Take the day you were born. It holds personal will, action, and intention. The month. It speaks of cycles, seasons, emotional patterns. And the year. It is the anchor, the world into which you emerged. Historically, spiritually, cosmically. When you put these together, you don't just get a date. You get a map, a timeline, a prophecy, a mirror. The night before you were born. Have you ever wondered what the sky looked like? The moment before you took your first breath? Not your first cry, but the moment just before it. Was it raining? Was the moon full or hidden? Were the stars visible or veiled? Because those elements were not just coincidences. They were conditions. As if nature prepared the room. As if the universe dimmed the lights, lit the candles, and whispered, "They're almost here." And then, you came through. Your arrival was an alignment. In astrology, the moment of birth is not just a medical event. It is a cosmic declaration. It says, this soul belongs to this moment. That moment chose you, and in choosing you, it gave you your first rhythm. Because time does not pass equally for all. Some are born at dawn, carrying solar energy, clarity, and drive. Others are born at midnight, bringing lunar mystery, intuition, and silence. Some enter with storms, others with stillness. Each moment, each second, adds color to your spiritual skin. The DNA of time. Your birth date is your time print. Just as you have a fingerprint, you also carry a mark of when you arrived. This is why some people feel uncomfortable with their birthday. They sense the weight of it, or the dissonance, or the longing to understand it. And others celebrate it instinctively, feeling a sacred return every year. Not to a party, but to a memory they can't name. So the next time you write your birth date, pause. Don't just see numbers. See a portal. See the breath before incarnation. See the moment where the infinite met the finite, and you were born. Next, we explore what your day, month, and year truly say about your path. Not from a textbook, but from the energy that called you through. We often see our birth date as a whole, a single string of numbers. But in the world of symbols, everything sacred is built in layers, like a temple with 3 columns, like a story told in 3 languages, like a breath that begins, expands, and settles. Your date is not just one moment. It is a triad. Each part, the day, the month, and the year, holds a key. The day, the flame you bring into the world. Your day of birth is the seed. It is the moment your soul touches the earth and says, "I'm here." In numerology, the day represents your active energy, the part of you that initiates, acts, and responds to life. It defines your style of presence. Were you born on the 1st? You may carry the vibration of the pioneer, bold, independent, driven. On the 7th, you may move inwards, towards introspection, wisdom, and spiritual depth. The 11th or 22nd. These are master numbers, rare, intense, often misunderstood. But the day does more than point to personality. It carries memory. It remembers the world you entered, and how your light was first seen. If the day was cloudy, maybe you bring hidden fire. If it was bright, maybe your soul wanted to match the sun. The day is the spark. It says, "This is how I appear." The month, the river you flow in. Your month of birth is your element, your rhythm, your first emotional signature. It represents cycles, seasons, and patterns of feeling. Born in January, you may carry the wisdom of endings and beginnings. In March, the restless energy of rebirth and change. July, the deep emotional tide of legacy and family roots. Each month opens a different portal. Some feel like wind, others like stone. Some rush forward, others gather stillness. The month speaks to what nurtures you, what tests you, and what awakens you. It is your emotional ground. It says, "This is the world I chose to feel through." The year, the structure you were born into. Your birth year is not just a number. It is a climate. It holds the collective energies you were born under. Wars, inventions, spiritual shifts, economic movements. They all shape the year, and the year shapes you. Some souls are born in times of fire, revolutions, crises, rebirths. Others in times of silence, inner work, spiritual anchoring. The year sets your backdrop, your origin story. It is the terrain your soul agreed to walk. And hidden within the year is your life path number, the long arc of your journey. Add up your day, month, and full year. Reduce it to a single digit or master number. And there you'll find a hint, a direction, a lesson, a reason. Born on July 11th, 1991. Day 11, master number, spiritual sensitivity, deep vision. Month, July. Emotional waves, Cancerian energy, ancestry and protection. Year, 1991. Turmoil and transition, emergence of new systems. Together, this soul may be one who feels everything, seeks hidden truths, and learns to trust their intuition despite the noise. Not a coincidence, but a resonance. And when the 3 align, when the day, month, and year are read together, they reveal your inner architecture, your route, your direction, and your frequency. You are not simply born on a date. You are an intersection of time, breath, and memory, a whisper between dimensions. Some ancient mystics believed that each person's date of birth was agreed upon in another realm, chosen between soul and star, dream and destiny, and that once chosen, the universe rearranged itself ever so slightly to let you pass through. You didn't just enter the world opened to let you in. Write your full birth date on paper. Look at it, not as a label, but as a message. Say it out loud, and listen not with your ears, but with your intuition. If you felt something stir, like the video and subscribe to The Invisible Mystic. You're starting to remember. What if your entire life could be summarized by a single number? Not to limit you, but to help you remember who you are. A number not assigned by chance, but whispered through time, through the moment of your birth, carrying a vibration only your soul could follow. That number exists, and in numerology, it's known as your life path number. It's not fortune-telling. It's not fate. It's an ancient rhythm, a long, slow echo of what your essence came to experience, to create, and to transform. How to discover it, without symbols. To find your life path number, you simply look at your full birth date, the day, the month, and the year. Let's take an example. Someone born on the 24th of July, in the year 1995. You break this into 3 parts. The day is 24. The month is July, which is the 7th month. The year is 1995. Now, take the individual digits of each part and add them together using simple language. Start with the day. 2 plus 4 equals 6. Then the month. 0 plus 7 equals 7. Then the year. 1 plus 9 plus 9 plus 5 equals 24, which further reduces to 2 plus 4, equaling 6. Now, combine those 3 results, 6 from the day, 7 from the month, and 6 from the year. 6 plus 7 is 13. 13 plus 6 is 19. 19 reduces to 1 plus 9, which is 10. And finally, 1 plus 0 gives you 1. So the life path number in this example is 1. It's not about equations. It's about resonance. It's about the spiritual signature hidden in your arrival. What the numbers reflect. Each life path number represents a kind of frequency, an essence you carry through this life. Here is what each number symbolizes. Life path 1, the pioneer. You are here to lead, to initiate, to create something new. You bring courage, but also the lesson of learning independence without becoming isolated. Life path 2, the peacemaker. You were born to connect, to harmonize, to feel. Your strength lies in subtlety, but your journey is to remember that softness is power. Life path 3, the creative soul. You are a storyteller, an artist, a spark. Your challenge is to move from scattered energy to focused expression. Life path 4, the builder. You bring structure and grounding. You're here to build homes, systems, foundations. But remember, life is not only about order. It needs heart. Life path 5, the explorer. You came for freedom, not only external, but internal. You adapt easily, but must learn to stay centered in chaos. Life path 6, the healer. You're the nurturer, the one others trust. You protect, guide, and hold space. But don't forget to tend to yourself as well. Life path 7, the inner seeker. You're drawn to mysteries, wisdom, and depth. You often walk alone, not in sadness, but in contemplation. Your gift is insight, but your path includes learning to share it. Life path 8, the power shaper. You understand systems, leadership, and ambition. You're here to learn how to manifest with integrity. Life path 9, the soul of service. You feel deeply. You've likely known loss, transformation, and empathy beyond your years. Your soul seeks to serve, but must also learn when to release. Life path 11, the visionary messenger, master number. You're sensitive, intuitive, and often misunderstood. You bridge the physical and spiritual. You carry truth, but must learn how and when to deliver it. Life path 22, the master architect, master number. You dream big and build big. You're here to turn divine ideas into tangible change. Your challenge is believing in your own spiritual authority. Life path 33, the spiritual teacher, master number. You radiate compassion. Your path is not ordinary, it's sacred service. Your challenge is to lead with heart, not with self-sacrifice. The numbers are not labels. These numbers are not cages. They are not boxes to fit into. They are reflections. Each one whispers a different lesson, a different direction, a unique vibration of truth. You can live beneath their invitation, or you can rise into their full expression. The number doesn't define you, but it reminds you why it matters. Knowing your life path number is like hearing the echo of your own voice. For the very first time, it can explain your patterns, illuminate your gifts, and soften your self-judgment, because suddenly, your life makes sense. Not because it's easy, but because it's aligned. So write down your birth date, speak it aloud, and listen. Behind those numbers is a vibration only your soul can recognize. And if something stirred within you, if your chest tightened, or your breath slowed, then the number has already begun to speak. Like the video, and subscribe to The Invisible Mystic if you're ready to decode the unseen within you. Time is not only counted in days and years, it is also counted in moments. And among all the moments of your life, there is one that defines your rhythm more than any other. The hour you arrived. Most people don't even think about it. It's just a timestamp on a certificate. But in ancient spiritual traditions, the moment you entered the world, not just the date, but the exact window of time, was seen as sacred, because you were not just born into a day. You were born into a frequency, and every hour of the day carries a different vibration, a different light, a different silence, a different invitation. Morning birth, the children of the rising light. If you were born between sunrise and noon, you carry the energy of beginnings. You are a seed bearer, a soul aligned with hope, clarity, and forward motion. Morning-born souls are often driven, purposeful, and energized by direction. They feel pulled toward productivity, intention, and renewal. But beneath the motivation lies a sacred echo. The sunrise was your first witness, your lesson. To learn that beginnings are sacred, but rest is holy too. You don't have to burn all day to shine. Afternoon birth, the carriers of completion. If you were born between noon and sunset, you arrived in the brightness of culmination. You are a soul of harvest, drawn to integration, connection, and contribution. You walk between worlds, action and reflection, giving and receiving, external success and internal depth. Afternoon-born souls often carry a sense of responsibility, as if they came in during the height of something, and were asked to help complete it. Your lesson. To remember that your worth is not tied to output. Being present is also a gift. Night birth, the keepers of the unseen. If your body entered the world between sunset and midnight, you are a child of mystery. You come with inner sight, and your soul is attuned to intuition, dreams, and unspoken truths. Night-born souls tend to be reflective, sensitive, and drawn to the unknown. You likely feel more at ease in silence than in noise, and more connected to the moon than to the sun. You see what others overlook. You feel what others dismiss. Your lesson? To honor your depth, but not let the world make you afraid of your own light. Even in the dark, you are luminous. Midnight to dawn, the walkers between worlds. If you were born in the hours between midnight and sunrise, your arrival was veiled in the deepest quiet. You are a soul of thresholds, between endings and beginnings, between dream and awakening, between what was and what will be. These souls often carry ancient memory. They are drawn to the mystical, the esoteric, and the eternal. Midnight-born beings may feel out of sync with the world's rhythm, but aligned with something much older. Your lesson? To embrace your otherness and trust that your difference is not a mistake. It's a message. The moment you crossed over. Now pause. Picture the room you were born in. The light, the temperature, the people, the silence. But beyond all that, what was the sky doing? Were the stars visible? Was the moon full or waning? Was the world asleep? The hour of your birth was not random. It was chosen. By timing. By soul. By the invisible mystic within you. What time really means. We often say things like, I'm not a morning person, or I come alive at night. But what if those feelings aren't just habits? They're resonances? What if your most aligned hours reflect your birth imprint? What if your creativity peaks? Or your anxiety rises? Or your energy drops? At the same time each day? Because that's when your soul still listens? There is a rhythm inside you, and it began the moment you arrived. Repeating the hour. Some people are drawn to specific numbers on clocks. They see 11:11 or 3:33 or always glance at the same time each day. That is not coincidence. It's recall. Your soul remembers its entrance. And sometimes, the universe lets you feel the echo. So ask yourself, what time were you born? Don't just look it up. Feel it. What kind of sky opened to let you through? And what did that hour carry, that you now carry in everything you are? If this awakened something you didn't know you missed, like the video and subscribe to The Invisible Mystic. Some truths aren't taught, they are remembered. You were not born into a vacuum. You were born into a season, into a climate, into a living, breathing moment in nature's great spiral. And that matters, because the earth, the soil, the air, the light, was not passive when you arrived. It was speaking. The wind carried its own mood. The trees had a rhythm. The light held a temperature. And all of it wrapped around your soul. The second it crossed into this world. Your birth was not only timed by stars or numbers. It was aligned with nature's own pulse. And nature, like the soul, never forgets. Born in spring, the souls of awakening. If you were born during the spring, you arrived during the earth's great return. A time of buds breaking open, of light lengthening, of life re-emerging after silence. Spring-born souls often carry the energy of newness, curiosity, motion, creativity, hunger for growth. There's something in you that wants to begin, to stretch toward the unknown, to plant what didn't exist before. But spring is also fragile. The winds still bite. The ground is still soft. Your lesson? To protect your own emergence. To not rush your blooming. To trust that the earth awakens in layers. And so do you. Born in summer, the carriers of fire. If you were born during the summer, you came in with the full weight of the sun. Your soul carries brightness. Not just external but internal. You are warm, magnetic, expressive. People may feel drawn to you without knowing why. But with fire comes responsibility. You may struggle to turn off, to be still, to cool down. Summer-born beings are often called to shine, but also to learn when to surrender to the shade. Your lesson? To lead with light, not heat. To remember that visibility is powerful, but presence is sacred. Born in autumn, the souls of transition. If you were born during the fall, you were born as things were turning. From growth to rest, from light to dark, from outward to inward. Autumn souls are often observers, deep thinkers. You carry the wisdom of what's fading, and the intuition of what's coming next. You understand letting go, often more than you'd like. You may have felt old since you were young. Your power is in the in-between. You see patterns, timing, symbolism. You walk with ghosts and with promises. Your lesson? To release without mourning what never stayed. To love without needing to possess. To let yourself arrive, even as things fall away. Born in winter, the keepers of the sacred silence. If you were born in the winter, you arrived during stillness. When the world rests. When life goes underground. When trees look bare but roots dig deeper. Winterborn souls often feel like they came in alone. Not because they are unloved, but because they carry a kind of inner solitude. You are resilient, observant, steady. You see past surface and into essence. You may not show your bloom easily, but you carry it inwardly, fiercely. Your lesson? To trust your own pace. To honor that your growth is subtle, sacred, and slow. Like seeds sleeping in the dark, waiting for their own kind of light. More than climate, it's memory. Your birth season is not just a temperature, it's a tone. And if you sit with it, you may begin to see how the people, lessons, and losses in your life have mirrored the cycle you were born into. Springborns often chase beginnings. Summerborns seek recognition and radiance. Autumnborns carry wisdom and farewell. Winterborns hold space for silence and truth. None is better. None is easier. Each one holds a different kind of beauty, a different kind of burden. And all of them were chosen for you. Earth's breath became your first inhale. Remember, the world was not still when you were born. The wind had a direction. The rivers had a sound. The stars had a position. The moon had a shape. And the season had a meaning. Nature doesn't forget your entrance. Even now, it echoes it. Every time the season turns again, you might feel something stir. A restlessness, a return, a pull toward something ancient. That's not mood. That's memory. Your body remembers the conditions it was born into. Your soul remembers the message hidden in the leaves, the snow, the wind, the bloom. So, which season welcomed you? Sit with it. Don't just name it. Feel it. What was nature doing around you? And what part of that still lives inside you? If this reflection found you at the right time, like the video and subscribe to The Invisible Mystic. Nature may forget your name, but never your rhythm. There's a strange feeling that comes days before your birthday. A quiet shift. A restlessness. A heaviness you can't name. Or sometimes, a lightness that catches you by surprise. You begin to remember. Even without thinking. You begin to feel the approach of something deeper than cake or candles. Because your birthday isn't just a date you celebrate. It's a spiritual return. A vibrational loop that brings your soul back to the doorway it once crossed. The moment of your arrival. And your body, your heart, your subconscious. They all remember. Even if your mind doesn't. You are moving through your own spiral. Time is not a straight line. It's a spiral. It loops. It returns. It brings you back to the same place, but with different eyes. And your birthday. It is the place in the spiral, where your soul completes a full turn. It's a checkpoint, a mirror, a whisper from the universe that says, "You've circled the sun again. Let's see what you've learned." Why you feel strange before your birthday. Have you noticed how emotional you become? A week or two before your birthday. Some people feel drained. Others feel reflective. Some even get sick or withdrawn. That's not weakness. It's resonance. Your energy field is adjusting. You're closing one frequency cycle and preparing to enter another. Think of it like a spiritual tide pulling back. Just before it surges forward again, you may feel a need to be alone, unfinished memories resurfacing, longing, sadness, or sudden insight, a desire to clean, release, or retreat. This is the soul's way of preparing for realignment. What happens on the day itself? On the day of your birth? Even the air may feel different. Something subtle. A frequency that matches you more closely than on any other day of the year. Your body may feel energized, or quiet, or like it wants to rest. Some part of you recognizes, this is the day the world made space for me. And just like that, you re-enter your own vibration. It's not just a new age, it's a new spiral. What about the birth week? Spiritually, the birthday doesn't last a day. It lasts a window. Some traditions believe in a 7-day portal. 3 days before and after, with your birthday at the center. During this window, you are more attuned, more open to spiritual downloads, emotional releases, visions, dreams, and inner clarity. Synchronicities that repeat your name or number. You are literally walking through the same energetic corridor you crossed the moment you were born. And in that corridor, truth is easier to hear. Rethinking, celebration. Modern life teaches us to celebrate birthdays with noise, with excess. But the soul often prefers silence, reflection, and reverence. Your birthday is not only about gifts. It is a gift in itself. A chance to return to your original vibration. Reflect on how you've used your energy. Set new spiritual intentions. Reclaim your path. You don't have to perform joy. You don't have to smile if it's not true. You're allowed to feel, to grieve, to celebrate quietly, or to remember silently. Your birthday is yours. Let it be sacred. Signs that your soul remembers. You feel intense dreams before your birthday. You feel drawn to music, places, or people that remind you of home. You feel reflective about past versions of yourself. You hear your name more often than usual. You become acutely aware of time. These are not coincidences. They are echoes. You are remembering the first time you heard the world say your name. And somewhere inside you, you are whispering it back. Ritual ideas, subtle suggestions. If you feel called, here are gentle ways to honor your day. Light a candle and sit in silence. Write a letter to the version of you from 1 year ago. Speak your full name aloud with reverence. Sit outside and feel the wind at the same time you were born. Forgive who you were, and bless who you're becoming. These acts aren't magic. They are remembrances. Your birthday is not a mark of age. It is a return to alignment. It is your soul's gentle reminder that time may pass, but vibration remains. And each time it circles back, you get a chance to remember more, release more, become more. If this spoke to a part of you that can't be explained, like the video and subscribe to The Invisible Mystic. You don't celebrate your birthday, you awaken to it. You have walked through your date. Its numbers, its rhythm, its silence. You've looked at the day, the month, the year. You've touched the hour. You've listened to the season. You've felt the return of your day. And now, something inside you is no longer asleep. Because your birth date was never meant to be forgotten. It was meant to be decoded. And now, you're beginning to remember. More than numbers, it's a language. Your date of birth is not random. It is not decoration. It is not an accident on a form. It is a sentence written in cosmic ink. A message passed between stars and time, delivered to your soul the moment it arrived. The number is not the point. The vibration is. Because numbers are not math in this space. They are tone, pattern, symbol, and invitation. Your date is a mirror. Every number you've lived with is a mirror. Some reflect who you are. Some reflect who you're becoming. Some reflect who you no longer need to be. Your date of birth is a compass. But it does not cage you. You are not bound to your life path number. You are not limited by the season you were born in. You are not defined by a zodiac or an hour on the clock, but you are shaped by them, guided, informed, whispered to, and once you recognize that, you are no longer walking blind. You begin to walk with alignment. All parts form a map. Let's remember what you now hold. Your day, the flame of your presence. Your month, your emotional rhythm. Your year, the era you came to shape. Your life path number, your journey's tone. Your birth hour, the light you arrived under. Your season, the nature that breathed you in. Your birthday's return, the spiral that wakes you each year. None of these stand alone. Together, they form your energetic architecture. And within that structure is a door you've always felt, but perhaps never opened. Why you're drawn to this? If you've ever asked, why do I feel things I can't explain? Why do numbers repeat around me? Why do I sense meaning in certain days or hours? Why does my birthday make me feel strange? It's because your soul remembers something your mind forgot. The date was never just a date. It was a summoning, a code of entry, a vibration that allowed your incarnation at that exact breath of time. And now, you're finally listening again. So what do you do with it? You don't need to change anything. There is no ritual you must follow, no system to master, no perfection to chase. Instead, sit with your date. Speak it aloud, slowly. Ask yourself, what part of this still speaks to me? What part of me wants to be seen again? You might begin to feel peace, memory, grief, power, alignment. Don't rush it. This is not about answers. It's about reconnection. Let your date return, consciously. The next time your birthday comes, don't just mark the age. Mark the frequency. Light a candle not for time lost, but for truth remembered. Say your full name and mean it. Feel your full date and breathe it. Walk through the day and own it. Let the sky know, I have returned to myself. Your birth was not an accident. Your name was not meaningless. Your numbers are not neutral. And your presence was not random. You are a vibration that entered. With purpose, with alignment, and with timing. The universe did not simply allow you in. It invited you. And it still echoes with your entrance. Even now. If this journey has helped you remember something long buried, like the video, subscribe to The Invisible Mystic, and leave a comment with your birth date, not to explain, but to honor. You are not defined by your numbers, but you are called by them. And now, you have heard the call.